My communication studies teacher, Mr. Weingartner, once said something I'll never forget. A few of us sophomores were doing sophomoric things, each of us talking too fast about our stress, grades, SAT practice schedules, and driver's ed lessons. Mr. Weingartner, like the cool cat that he was, looked upon us from a short distance, leaning against the auditorium railing with that knowing smile on his face. We, suddenly self-aware, turned to him, and he delivered a sentence I'll never forget. It's Yale or jail. You've got to learn to play the game. At least that's what they tell you. What I think he was trying to say is that as students in 2018, we are told that we have to play a somewhat ridiculous game, jumping through hoops and all, and that this game, supposedly, has a binary set of extreme outcomes, resounding success or utter failure. In high school, pursuing high achievement in terms of those three-letter words, GPA, SAT, ACT, along with stuffing your life with those common app agreeable activities, constitutes playing the game. It certainly has its benefits, namely encouraging academic risk and philanthropic action. However, it can also serve as an enemy to intellectual curiosity. After all, why bother digging deeper and asking questions about a certain subject if it won't show up on the test? Why bother completing a homework thoroughly, or completing it yourself at all, if it is only graded for completion? The rules of the game ensure that we are never in total control of our lives. The game and the tensions it creates persist well into adulthood. Even parents have to grapple with the question of, should I play by the rules and work a job that makes the most money, or should I follow my passion elsewhere? I'd like to tell you to reject the game and follow your passions in life. But we've heard that before, and it's not how the world works. Also, it would be hypocritical, since to this point, I too have played the game as much as anyone. You can never fully reject the game unless you're satisfied with isolation, but to buy into it completely can be soul-crushing. Clearly, it's here to stay. So, how do we cope with the game? Well, we humanize it. By finding personal meaning within its rules, we can exert control over our own lives. How do we humanize the game? The Wayland model is a good place to start. Look, I know many of you just rolled your eyes and are thinking, how could such a stressful place be a model for anything? I stayed up every night till 2 a.m., and this guy's up here in a silly hat talking about humanity. I get it. I know you want to be at home eating or getting your summer Netflix binge on, but hear me out. Give me a chance. Classes and homework and tests are surely part of the game, and Wayland has plenty of those. But the teachers here get it, and so do we. English and history teachers who facilitate real, engaging discussions, math and science teachers that inject lessons with humor, personality, and life advice, language teachers that build a sense of community, fine arts teachers that connect music and acting and art with our lives, LRT teachers who make their rooms a home, administrators who smile and shake your hand every day, a class that has each other's backs. We humanize the game. Many of us are dissatisfied with the amount of control we have over our own lives. However, to act compassionately in the face of a lack of agency and an increasingly polarizing society is to regain that agency. Doing so is difficult, and the path to a personable world is fraught with obstacles. We must avoid the dangers of cynicism and exploitation, playing the game with the idea that none of it is meaningful, or exploiting the game for personal gain at the direct expense of others propagates its issues. To my Wayland classmates, we have been, and will continue to be, the subjects of the game, but one day we will become its perpetrators. It is our responsibility to humanize the game and create a more compassionate world. The cost of abiding by the game's rules in an impersonal way are significant. Feeling as though we are always competing with one another, that we are always blazing down this necessary road to nowhere, leads to high levels of anxiety, emptiness, depression, hate-filled rhetoric, and bad politics. Scroll through Facebook for a few minutes and you'll see what I mean. Conversely, to humanize the game and to play with compassion leads to solidarity, community, and a generally livable and enjoyable human experience. All right, last two things, I promise. Parents with children still in high school, be considerate of the fact that there are brutal aspects of the game that result in undue pressure. Society asks 14-year-olds to play a game they may not believe in for some end goal they may not be interested in. Parents who have worked so hard to get their children to Wayland surely feel a responsibility to see that they succeed. But I ask of you, try to help them humanize the experience too. At the dinner table, don't ask them about their grades first. Instead, ask about their ideas and the things they've been discussing in class. Let them start a dialogue. It will help nurture their sense of independence and give them courage to think for themselves. I promise. One of the scary things about the nature of the game is that playing it promises no success, even if you follow its path to a T. It's essentially the pursuit of some result, and if we spend our lives chasing a nebulous end goal, we will never actually reach anything. At that point, what are we left with? We may have to play by the rules, but let's play by them on our terms. Engaging, respectful, compassionate, human terms. Raise your hand and share your ideas. Take a moment to hug your mom or dad. Tell your best friends that you love them. Ask your grandparents to tell you a story. Take a step back and laugh at yourself once in a while. Most importantly, say thank you. I'll start. Family, class of 2018, teachers, Wayland community, thank you.